I'm not saying there is not men that are faithful to their women for like 2, 3, 4 years, but there is very limited men, you know. A very few of them are able to do that, you know. I have literally seen somebody who has like been waiting for her husband for like 15 years, and still till today that I'm talking to you, that guy is still not back. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Binta, and if you're new here and like what you see, make sure you don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and also like this video, okay? So today's video, I know I'm gonna get some backlash about this video. I am pretty sure I'm gonna get some backlash about this video, but let's just talk. Let's talk about this very quickly, okay? So today's video is going to be about African men leaving their wives behind in Africa for 10-15 years, or it could even be less, you know. This could happen to anybody. So yeah, I know that migration is something that we can do nothing about, you know. Africans will travel, will go to the to Europe or America. So but my issue is when people go to America or Europe and then they leave their wives behind for 10 or 15 years. So if you're African, you know this has been going on. You know, I've seen many of this type of marriage in Gambia, and I'm not saying this because I'm here in America with my husband or something like that, but I'm saying it because it's a problem that we're facing at the moment that needs to stop, okay? So if you're traveling to the Western Wall, for example, most times people, you travel without even knowing when you're coming back. Most times you travel without being guaranteed that you're going to have a green card, okay? So you travel, but you're not guaranteed anything. You're not guaranteed when you're going to go back, okay? And some African men, they travel after getting married, you know. So most likely they're not gonna divorce their wives just because they're traveling, okay? And some people get married after traveling. Yeah, some people get married after time, and I think that's the most that I have a problem with. If you know you are in the diaspora, okay, if you know you're in America or you're in Europe and you don't have papers, and you don't know when you're going to have papers, because you're not guaranteed to have it, why do you want to get married to a woman and leave them in Africa for such a long time? You know, I know sometimes some people are going to be like, but what if you love the woman? You know, yes, but you love the woman, but your coming back is not guaranteed, and you're not going to go back just because of that woman. And most African men are sure of this. They're not going to go back just because they married you. They're still going to stay in the diaspora. They're still going to stay in Europe or America, you know, and wish for a better life or continue their jobs until they're able to find or get their papers, you know. And some of these women are left in Africa. Some of these women are left in Gambia, and it's not only Gambia, it's all over Africa. Some of these women are left behind, you know, for years, and not expected to have a man, and not expected to make love to anybody, you know. I understand that now the internet, the media, you know, has, you know, upgraded, and people can do a lot of things on the internet, but there's nothing like being with your spouse. There's nothing like being in the arms of your spouse. And most men that migrate need to understand this, okay? Even if you're going every year, let's say you even have your documents and you're going every year, once a year, because if you're living in America, you know how expensive the ticket is. So it's even very hard for people in America to be going every you know, few months or every 6 months. It's difficult. I mostly see people do that, but they're usually in Europe or maybe England, because ticket is cheap over there. So I believe even with $300 sometimes you can go, but in America, you know, it's over $1,000, or sometimes close to close to 2,000. Sometimes it's like 1,500 to 2,000, you know. So it's really difficult for you to go, and then when you go, you know, there's a lot of expectations also from family and friends. So these are some of the things that cause people not to go every year. But leaving your wife behind, and you know you don't have papers, it requires a lot. You know, what guarantee do you have that this woman does not need a man? What guarantee do you have that doing I don't want to, you know, I don't want to use the word, but you know, having, you know, mobile sex or internet sex is going to satisfy this person, you know? And I'm just gonna be frank here. You know how men are. I'm not saying there is not men that are faithful to their women for like 2, 3, 4 years, but there is very limited men. You know, a very few of them are able to do that. You know, it requires a lot of self-control. It requires a lot of self-control to be able to control it. That's why I do condemn women that are sitting, you know, in Africa for 10 years. I have literally seen somebody who has like been waiting for her husband for like 15 years, and still till today that I'm talking to you, that guy is still not back. And I'm just wondering, and these women, remember, women just have a very short time. You know, you could reach menopause while you're waiting. You know, you get older while you're waiting, and your husband is just in America or Europe, and you're there wasting away. Who knows if you'll be able to have kids? So men that are traveling, or men that are in the diaspora and don't have papers, be very mindful when you're marrying a woman. You know, be very careful, because you are not guaranteed to have papers. And if you don't have papers, I would advise you wait until you have your documents before you marry anybody, because it doesn't make sense for you to marry a woman, because women also have feelings. You know, women also have feelings, and these are some of the things that people don't talk about. Like, even in Gambia, these are things that we don't talk about, and we need to talk about these things so that these men will understand that women have feelings and they're humans just like you, and you need to consider their feelings before you get into such marriages. I, for instance, in the first place, I have always vowed that I will never marry somebody who don't have papers. Like, period. I wasn't even joking about it, because I seen like people like 2 times older than me who are still waiting for their husbands to come back. Husband traveled 10, 15 years ago and still don't have papers. Well, if you don't have papers, you have to come back. You know, if you don't have papers, you have to come back or find another alternative. You know, and I heard that some people would say sometimes some men will tell the woman, you know, if you want to go, you can go, you know, because I'm here, I don't have papers. But they said the women don't want to leave. Probably the woman is in love with the guy or something. For me, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like any woman who is sitting for 10, 15 years and your husband don't have papers, I'm not saying, this is my piece, I'm just saying my peace of mind. I'm not saying every woman cheats. But if you end up finding yourself in trouble, then that's on you. Because if a man tells you, hey, you've been sitting for 15 years and I don't have papers, I don't know when I'm coming. If you see somebody get married and you insist that you want to wait, then it's on you. And if you intend, and if you mistakenly do anything, it's still on you, and you can't blame nobody for it. And if that man should get angry, they should get angry, because you've been given your way but you decide to stay, you know. But yeah, men, be careful. I find this very, very awkward, and I don't know. I commend these ladies, you know, and I commend the ones that are faithful. I commend the ones that are faithful. Trust me, for those people who are staying in the diaspora for 15 years and their wives are still there, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you're a man, can you tell me, you know, are you able to stay faithful for 15 years? Are you able to stay faithful? And if yes, if you think men are able to stay faithful for 10 to 15 years without having intercourse, how many men can do that? Women have the same feelings. God forbid you get married to a woman who is even more sexually active than you are. How do you expect them to stay? And there is this culture of this African culture that when a man cheats, everybody wants you to forgive the man. But when a woman cheats, everybody sees her as a prostitute, and the man is definitely gonna divorce you. And I think it's not even it's not only Africa. Men just have that that nature in them, like they just cannot cope with a woman knowing that the person has cheated, you know, but expects women to forgive them and cope with their cheating nature. And of course, somewhere like Africa, they would say, oh, it's in the nature of men to cheat, it's in the nature of men to cheat. As far as I'm concerned, it's not in the nature of anybody to cheat. You cheat when you want to, you know, you let yourself fall into a temptation. I know it's very difficult, but like I said, I'm talking about that culture, you know, of when a man cheats, it's okay. When a woman cheats, she's a prostitute and she needs to be divorced. And nobody even comes in your defense. Even your own family members will not even come in your defense if you're a woman, okay? Everybody sees you as a loose person. Your family, you are a disappointment to your family. You're a disappointment to your community. So all that needs to stop. And this even happens with women that are waiting for their husband for all these years. You know, the moment they cheat, everybody sees them as the bad person, you know, not knowing that, hey, the devil is powerful. And maybe you can fight the temptation, but how many people are gonna be like you? Like seriously, how many people are gonna be like you? So the same way men may not be able to be faithful for 10 to 15 years, just know that a woman may not also be faithful for that long, okay? Yes, I know that women, we have more self-control, but it's just not fair. It's not fair, and I feel for these women. And like I said, I'm not saying that women are cheating, but it doesn't make sense to be married for 10 to 15 years without having intercourse with your husband, you know, or feeling like you're married in your life. And time is going, you're growing, you know, you may not be able to have kids, because the person that I just gave an example of, who knows if this person is gonna have kids again? Like, who knows? Like, you've been sitting for over 15 years and you're probably in your 40 some, almost 50. Who knows if this person is gonna have kids again? So be very mindful of that, man. The same way you men have feelings, women have feelings too. And women need men just the same way you need women. You know, I have heard of a lot of stories of people having their kids do DNA and finding out that those kids never belongs to them, that those kids are not their kids, okay? So like places like America, if you want to bring your kids, sometimes they will require you to do a DNA test. And I've heard like 2 stories of a man who is in the US and decides to bring his family, you know, after so many years, and realizes that, you know, the DNA does not match his DNA. And that's very, very devastating. That's very, very sad. And I know that that's very, very sad. And I know that this has been happening to a lot of people, even though some people might be quiet about it, you know how it is. But these are things that are happening. These are things that are going on, you know, whether people say it or not. And I cannot just imagine how that man would be feeling, you know. But can I blame the lady? You know, after staying for staying away from each other for 10, 15 years, you can't. Like, even if you blame the lady, how are you gonna blame that person? So it's like, I don't know. We just need to be really, really mindful, you know, of leaving women behind and being in the West. It's difficult, guys. It's difficult. Women have feelings. Women have feelings. Women have feelings. Always have that at the back of your mind. And you don't want to be one of those husbands and dads who are going to realize that they are not the real father of a child. It's very hurtful. It's very devastating. And you don't want to be part of those people. So let's be very mindful. And it's okay. I guess it's okay for, like, you know, going every year. But how many people can afford every year when they're in the US? Some people will have to go every 2 years. So that means that the woman will not have sex for 2 years. For how long? You know? And especially if you have men who don't even believe in bringing their wives abroad because they have seen so many crazy things happen in America or Europe. They believe that, hey, women are going to be too powerful when they come here, or believe that, hey, women will take the Western life when they come here. There's some men that don't even want to bring their wives, but they got married to African women and leave them in Africa. But you don't want to bring that person because you believe their mind is going to be westernized. You believe that they're going to be too powerful, and you don't want. I understand, because African men, you know, you've always been respected and you always want to keep that respect, you know. But if you get married to somebody in Africa, you don't have a choice. You have to bring them here if you're going to stay long, unless you're ready to move back home, because that would not make any sense. And it's going to be very, very selfish of you to want to leave a woman in Africa while you're doing your thing, you know. It's selfish. At least if you're here and you're walking, I understand if you don't have papers, but if you have papers, you just don't want to bring a woman. That is very selfish. And a lot of people do that too because they're scared of, you know, women disrespecting them. They're scared that the woman is gonna have a westernized mind. So what? You got married to an African person based in Africa, so you have to do your due, and you owe them that. So yeah, like I said, men can hardly stay faithful for 10 years. Let's just be real, okay? Let's be truthful here. Let's be frank, okay? And yeah, guys, make sure you guys leave me your comments down below of what you think on this topic. And of course, if you guys would like us to do a live on this topic, because I think it's gonna be a dope live. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a dope live. If you would like to have a live on this, let me know and I will bring that on for you guys, okay? Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until I see you in my next video, bye guys.